Good morning, everybody. This is Donald Blomdahl, Hall of Fame Veterans Baseball. I'm all tongue-tied today because I just looked up there and said, what? I'm not going to be live in 11 hours. I'm going live at 10 a.m., not p.m. But this is Donald Blomdahl, Hall of Fame Veteran Sports Cards and Collectibles with the next episode of Baseball Card Sets. Today we're going to be doing a special trading card set based on the Ken Burns film Baseball, the American Epic. Premium baseball cards that capture baseball at its best. Hopefully everybody's having a good start to your Wednesday. Most people, it is hump day. This is my second day of the week. But we're going to have fun today. It says on this, look for Michael Jordan bonus card in here. We're going to go through this. This is going to be a 9-part or a 9-inning baseball game. Actually, let me scoot this up here forward a little bit. We will get into this. Let me zoom in on the product here. There we go. Let me scooch this over a little bit. So this is a special trading card set based on the Ken Burns film. It does say look for that. It is an Upper Deck product. You can see it is a sealed product, sealed by Upper Deck from back in the day. This is a 1994 product. It's a 1994 Upper Deck Baseball, the American Epic mini set. It's an 80-card set with a bonus card. Chuck the Pre's in the house. Let me get my entries real quickly here, since going at 10 o'clock. But it looks like, and I know it might have thrown people off, so I'm going to give a few extra bonus entries in here today. Gorgeous set. I have this one. All right, that's cool. Then you're very familiar with it. Have you read all the backs of the cards there, Chuck? Hopefully you've read the backs. And if you have, you will be very familiar with it. Okay, so let's see. I've got John in twice. I've got Chuck in twice and Bipster in 3 times so far. Chuck, 3 times. So let me get John really quick with his 2 entries into the Wheel of Names. Let me get everybody's entries in. I'll give a few bonus today because of my error in posting of the time at 10 p.m. Everybody knows I don't go live at 10 p.m. at night. But it was my error. Okay. Get back to the stream here real quick. Next we've got Bibster is in here 3 times. And yes, Bibster, I did catch up on your videos just before going live here after I came out of the recording studios. There we go. Got the Bibsters. And then let me get Chuck in here. 1, 2, 3 for Chuck. So 3, 3, and 3 today so far. Let me do a refresh on the chat. We'll get started here promptly at 10:05 with the set at hand. Get Chuck Dupree. Where's Chuck? Chuck's not in here yet this month. So let me, oops, not that one. This one here, let me get Chuck Dupree's 3 entries into the drawing for the month of February. Okay. All right. So now we have 89 entries so far for the month of February. Let me get this in here. Let me get back to the stream. And it is 10:05, so we're going to bust open this set and review it and preview it and go through it in detail. Yes, I have, and I also have the DVD set. Oh, I'm going to have to check into that one. I wouldn't mind watching this. I like historical stuff. And the Bibster actually told me about this one. And so I figured I'd check it out. It's broken down into 9 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it looks like in the end of the 9th inning, at the end, we should have the Michael Jordan in this one. You can get different insert cards for this, depending on which set I guess you get. This one should be the Michael Jordan set from back in the day in 1994. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get my knife out, break the seal on this real quick, and we're going to start going through this set. This will be my first time seeing this set, but the Bibster did mention it would be good to do a complete set preview on this one. So in my keeping with my tradition for my baseball card sets when I do them, I'm not only going to go over information about this, but down the road, maybe, who knows, we might see if we can get the movie of some sorts. But now this set will be open for the first time on my channel. Ooh, they came out with a 10th inning for the DV set too. I'll have to check into that. Boom, 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 boom. So, boom, there you go. You can see it right on a special trading card set based on the Ken Burns film. Just like the front of the box is that card. There's a 1994 Upper Deck Jordan with a gold foil Upper Deck stamp. Boom, boom, boom. I gotta see if I can find a little box. Hold on a second. At least to kind of put these in maybe here. Already did that. Let me set those there for now. We will get these up in normal fashion here. Keep this for the storage box for this one here. Okay, I think these can go in the box here this way. All right. Let me see if I put this back here. Leave the box right here. I think this one, since they're in order in this direction here with the BC2 at the end. Or was it at the end? Let me do it this way. I'll leave the checklist in the back and Michael Jordan for near the end also. All right, let me just do it this way. Again, this is the first time me opening this. I'm going to preview it just like this. Kind of read through what's on the content of the card, and then I'll show you the top of the card when I put it back in the box. But this, again, is a special trading card set based on the Ken Burns film, Baseball, the American Epic, premium cards that capture baseball's historic past. Okay, so we'll put that in here, and we will turn these cards upside down when we go in here. Actually, no, let me do it this way. That way we'll have on the top here when we get down to the bottom. The checklist on top, just like we're doing here. Guess I don't need those after all. But let's get rolling through these cards, starting in the 1800s. All right. A complicated history. It's our game, wrote Walt Whitman. America's game. Has the snap, go, fling of the American atmosphere. We have played baseball for more than 200 years while we conquered a continent, warred with another, and with enemies abroad, and struggled over the meaning of freedom. We have played base, one-o cat, town ball, and finally baseball. Forget Abner's Doubleday baseball wasn't invented, it grew. There we go. Our game. In 1778, Soldier George Ewing played bass at Valley Forge. 1786, Bastille Ball played at Princeton College. In 1806, Lewis and Clark played bass with the Nez Perce Indians. In 1816, Ordnance banned ball in Cooperstown, New York. 1825, baseball played in Hamden, New York. In 1839, baseball banned in New York City. And in 1846, Whitman notes seeing several parties of youngsters playing bass in Brooklyn. All right. Oh, sorry. I should show you the other side of the card here. 1800s. Our game. That's a nice big American flag in the background there. They show a crowd at Wrigley Field, and she was in it with her husband. All right. So moving on to it, and this is a small set. It is 80 cards, I believe, if I remember right. Let me check the back of the box here. Yes, it's an 80 card baseball card set, and we will go through one card at a time. Card number 2. New York Knickerbockers. Around 1842, some would-be gentlemen began playing ball in Manhattan's Madison Square Park. You know what? Let me see real quick if I can just get these. If I can get it zoomed in on this, on the cards per se. Let me see if I can do that real quick. That way I can just leave them and you won't have to worry about me shaking the cards. That way I can put them back in the box. When we fill it up, you'll know we're done. Okay, scooch this over a little bit. There we go. The ability to zoom in on a product. There we go. Now if I have this in the right spot here. There we go. I think that'll work out real good right there. 3 years later, they formed the Knickerbockers Baseball Club of New York City, the pioneer organization of our national pastime. On June 19, 1846, at the Elysian Field of Hoboken, they played their first official game. Alexander Joy Cartwright is credited with edifying the Knick rules, which created the game we play today. Let me see if I can get this. All right. Alexander Joy Cartwright, 1820. Born April 17th, New York City, 1845. Named Secretary and Vice President of KBBC Club. Adopted 14 playing rules. In 1846, umpired the first game, which the Knicks lost 23-1. In 1849, left New York for California. Gold Rush. Thence Hawaii, introducing baseball along the way. Died July 12, 1892, scarcely remembered for his pioneering role in baseball. Okay? It's an awesome mini-series. They came out with a 10th inning for the DVD set too. One of my coworkers is in the 10th inning for a couple of seconds. JVK Cards and Collectibles is in the house. Hello. Chuck Dupree. They show a crowd at Wrigley Field, and she was in it with her husband. That is pretty cool. We do a refresh here really quick. Let me show you the back of the card. There we have Alexander Cartwright. Oh, wow. Let me see if I can get this here. Actually, here, if I put it there, maybe if I zoom out just enough, we'll have it just the right size for the card. There we go. Now I think I've got it in a better position. All right, that way you can see the front of the card when I turn it around before I put it in the box here. Card number 2 is in the box. All right. Card number 3, tireless promoter and 1856 cricket reporter Henry Chadsworth chanced to see a spirited baseball contest and became an instant convert. I was struck with the ideal that baseball was just the game for a national sport for Americans, as much as cricket in England. Over the next half century, Chadwick developed baseball box score and comparative statistics and staunchly defended the integrity of the game. He was so widely respected that he came to be known as Father Chadwick. I think I'm just going to read the top portions on there, and you can glance through the descriptive information on the bottom here. Let me see if I can get a little bit better angle maybe there. Got to get the card number on the top there so I can see it when I'm reading. There we go. All right. Then I'll show you the fronts of the cards before I do put it in the back. In the box, 1857, Henry Chadwick. Bipster's lurking behind the fern. That's right, he's got a 3-part Behind the Fern coming out today. Make sure you go to his channel. Give us an update. How many subscribers you got there, Bipster? Is it like 130 something? As far as I remember. All right. Card number 4. Women played too. In 1866, student at Vassar College organized 2 baseball clubs. By 1879, Vassar had 7 clubs, including the pictured Resolutes. Women's nines sprang up everywhere, from campus teams to the touring Bloomer Girls. But by century end, the role of the fair sex in baseball was increasingly confined to the grandstand, where they might exert a refining and restraining influence on male fans. Ladies' Day, with its reduced price or free admission, was evidence of that. Okay, show you the other side of the card here. So you get the ladies' baseball team here in 1866. I do like the sharp photography they had back in the day there. That is awesome. Yes, he's got 137. Hey, Don. Hey, everyone, says Frank's Card Corner in the house. We got 5 people watching. 5 thummies up, thummies up, thummies up, thummies up for me. All right, card number 4 is in the books. All right, card number 5 coming up yet. Business is business now. Wright began his athletic days as a cricketer, but he liked baseball too. After the Civil War, he relocated to Cincinnati, where he formed the Red Stockings. Harry is seated in the left among the 68 Reds. In 1869, he raided the Eastern clubs for the first time in baseball, paid a salary to each of his players. The 1969 Reds went unbeaten in 65 games, but earned a season profit of only $1.39. They disbanded after the next season. All right, so card number 5 on the flip side is Harry Wright. Harry Wright. Awesome there. Okay. Card number 6 next up to bat in this inning. Trying to remember off the top of my head. Let me take this out here so I can keep track. No, the innings are on the bottom there. I was going to try and tell you when each different inning started here, but we will just leave it in the books like it is. Okay. There we go. And card number 6, the Baseball Messiah, with Boston Pitcher Al Spalding, back row, holding the ball, compiled a record of 205 wins and 53 losses in 1871 through 1875. In 1876, he led Chicago to the pennant and started his sporting goods empire. Soon he controlled baseball as well. In 1888 and 1889, he spread the gospel of baseball on a world tour from Australia to Egypt. Folks were impressed, and in 1905, he named a commission to determine the true origin of baseball. Its dubious research gave us Abner Doubleday. So Albert G. Spalding here, or Albert Goodwin Spalding, sorry about that, in 1876. Again, this is a 1994 Upper Deck product, in case you're wondering. Card number 7, a natural-born knicker. A natural-born knicker. Of his boyhood on the Iowa frontier, Anson wrote, "I was a natural-born kicker, bent upon making trouble for others, and a great player as he was. The first man to accumulate 3,000 hits. Trouble was, indeed, his legacy. He made trouble for the players he managed, for umpires whom he ragged mercilessly, and especially African Americans whose expulsion from organized baseball he incited. Why he was so opposed to blacks, no one knows." Right? So there we go. Cap Anson. Sorry, forgot the ones like this I can put right in the box and it fits right on the screen perfectly. So Cap Anson in 1883. Card number 8 next in the set here. Almost 1/10 of the way through. African American pioneer. In 1884, Walker became the first of his race to reach the majors, but the Toledo catcher ran into a wall of bigotry. Soon, a gentleman's agreement would drive blacks to their own teams, later their own leagues. Men like Walker and George Stovey drifted west in search of a baseball harbor. Embittered, Walker later urged blacks to go to Africa. In America, they would find only failure and disappointment. So here we go, 1884. Moises Fleetwood Walker is the player that's pictured in this card. I will be doing another series or two on the Negro baseball stars down in the not-so-distant future. I've never seen these cards before. Very interesting. Yeah, Frank, it's a 1994 Upper Deck Baseball, the American Epic. Okay, that's card number 8. Moving now on to card number 9. The Idol. Hold on, let me try and shake these, keep these in order here. Keep it nice and neat. There we go. The idol of the age. Fans love Michael Joseph Kelly for his ability, his style, and his disdain for the rules of baseball and respectable society. In 1886, the outfield catcher hit .388, but his carousing was more than Ansup and Spalding could abide. For the unprecedented sum of $10,000, the White Stockings sold Kelly to Boston, where in the first year he stole 84 bases and became a national baseball hero, perhaps the first. Alas, drink killed the king at 36 years old. Looks like he was an alcoholic. But there we have it, 1886. King Kelly. King Kelly. Oh yeah, Frank, these are standard size. You can see my hand here. Sorry, I just have them zoomed in here on my device so that you could see a better picture of it. Okay. And here I thought I had everything good here. That was card number 9. Maybe they're flipped over by inning. I don't know for sure. Okay. So turn these over. Card number 10, the Players League. In 1889, the owners placed a cap on salaries, leading to the revolt of the 1890. Ward wrote, "There is now no escape for the player. Like a fugitive slave law, the reserve clause denies him a harbor or a livelihood and carries him back bound and shackled to the club from which he attempted to escape. We have then the curious result of a contact which on its face is for 7 months being binding for life." Okay, that was card number 10. And here is John Montgomery Ward in 1890. John Montgomery Ward. They look a little elongated. No, it's probably just because I am zoomed in, and they're not. Yeah, that's the bottom of here. Let me zoom out just a hair. There you go. That should give you here. I'll pull out a regular baseball card, put it right kind of next to it and stuff here, and you can see they are the same size. They're not really elongated. They might be. No, they're the same size as a baseball card. Of course, this one's in a penny sleeve, so that kind of throws it off center here. But just so you are aware of that, okay? So there we go. John Montgomery Ward. We know what Montgomery Ward did when he was done with baseball. He went into retail. All right. Card number 11, Something Like a War. Baseball, Cobb said, is a red-blooded sport for red-blooded men. It's no pink tea, and mollycoddles had better stay out of it. Friendless by choice, the thin-skinned Georgia Peach spiked opponents who stood in his way, assaulted teammates and fans, and refought the Civil War on and off the diamond, hating damn Yankees and blacks. He would climb a mountain to punch an echo, one writer put it. Show you the other side of this one here, again with Ty Cobb in 1909. There you go, a nice, good photograph of the all-time great Ty Cobb. Okay, up to bat now is card number 12, The Look of Eagles. In the 1890s, an era of dirty baseball, the Oriole third baseman had been the dirtiest. The main ideal, McGraw said, is to win. Coming to the last place Giants in 1902, McGraw began to take kids out of the coal mines and out of the wheat fields, wrote Hayward Brune, and make them play ball with the look of Eagles. By 1904, they were National League champs. The next 20 years, they won 9 more titles. Card number 12 is John McGraw. John McGraw. Just kind of angle him in there. Get him in the box here. Actually, I guess I could put them right here when they're elongated like this. That way you can kind of see them in all their glory. Okay. Let me put this card in the stack here, card number 12, and we got a commercial break here by Tampa Bucks fan and St. Louis Cardinals fan. Let me give him his entry into the monthly giveaway. Thank you there, Cardinals fan 1990. I'm just going to shorten it and say it that way real quick. Let me get your entry into the January giveaway. All right. Go ahead and save it. And we'll get back into our content at hand. All right, we get a sip of water, wet my whistle, and we will move onward and forward with card number 13 coming up next out of this 80 card set with a bonus card. All right. The Southpaw. Ruby would play marbles under stands until he was needed to pitch. Sorry, I forgot to fix my cord again. I keep bumping into it. That's why the camera keeps bouncing around a little bit. My hand keeps bumping it when I'm moving things around here. Sorry for the little earth tremor here. Until he was needed to pitch on the mound. His attention would wander to distant fire engine or shiny toys in the stands. In the off-season of 1903-1904, he drank heavily, wrestled alligators, saved a woman from drowning, and toured in a melodrama, The Stain of Guilt. Then back to business with the Philadelphia Athletics. He fanned 349, still the American League record for left-handed pitchers. All right, there we go. Ruby Waddell. Nice photograph there of Ruby Waddell in 1904. All right, card number 14, Frank Merriwell in the flesh. John McGraw's greatest star and favorite player was utterly unlike him. Matty was an upright, devout college man who seemed to have walked straight out of the weekly dime novels that boys bought by the millions. They worshipped him, and he did much to improve the reputation of players in general. His worst vice was checkers, and the only deception he practiced was his secret pitch, the fadeaway. All right, there we go. Christy Mathewson is on the front of this baseball card. Christy Mathewson. All right. Next up to bat is card number 15. Diamond in the Rough. A long-armed Kansas farm boy from a Washington Senator scout spotted an outlaw league in Idaho. Johnson was one of a kind, a true jewel. In the words of Dan Okrent, Johnson was an instant sensation in the majors with his unique sidearm whip motion and a fastball that, according to Ty Cobb, just hissed with danger. He starred for 21 years, notching 417 wins and a record 110 strikeouts. There we go. The front of this card is Walter Johnson, the great Walter Johnson, back in 1907. Next up to bat, Bloomer Girl. Bloomer Girl, a doctor's daughter from Ragersville, Ohio. She made her pitching debut in 1907 for the Vermilion Independents, an all-male semi-pro team. I found you can't play ball in skirts, she said. Now I always wear bloomers. Thousands packed Cleveland's Lake Park in ensuing contest to see the girl wonder. In 1908, Alta got a team of her own, naming it the Weiss All-Stars. Baseball earnings put her through medical school. So Bloomer Girl, Alta Weiss. There we go. All right. Next up the back, card number 17, the Bonner. In September 23rd, 1908, with 2 out in the home ninth, giant shortstop Al Birdwell struck an apparent game-winning hit. The man on third scored, but the 19-year-old Fred Merkel, running from first base, fled onrushing fans and raced for the clubhouse. Cubs second baseman Johnny Evers recorded a force-out. The game declared it a tie. It was replayed at season's end to decide the pennant. New York lost forever after. To make a baseball blunder was to pull a Merkel. To pull a Merkel. There we go. Fred Merkel in 1908. Fred Merkel. All right. Then we got card number 18, Anthem. Got Anthem here. Vaudeville entertainer Jack Norworth wrote the lyrics to baseball's enduring song while riding a Manhattan train bearing an ad, Baseball Today, Polo Grounds. He had never been to a game himself. Albert von Tilzer dashed off a melody, and Norworth sang the tune at the Amphitheater Theater in Brooklyn. It bombed, but when the audiences at Nickelodeons were encouraged to sing along with lantern slides like this one, it became a national hit. Take Me Out to the Ball Game. There we go. Take Me Out to the Ball Game. As everybody stood up for the inning stretch. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Okay, I'll stop now. Card number 18, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Next up the bat, card number 19, baseball's greatest shortstop. A radio announcer asked Babe Ruth to name the greatest player he ever saw. You mean major leaguers? Ruth asked. No, anywhere, came the reply. In that case, Babe Ruth said, I'd pick John Henry Lloyd. Lloyd was known as the shovel for the way he would scoop up pebbles, dirt, and ball together, like Honus Wagner. White players termed him the Black Wagner. Wagner said he was honored by the comparison. Card number 19, John Henry Lloyd. John Henry Lloyd. Okay. Next up the bat, card number 20. Card number 20, baseball's greatest shortstop. Shortstops. Sorry, I read the last one wrong too. I was wondering, is this the same back again? Nope. No one ever called Wagner the White Pop Lloyd, but they might have. He was the best at baseball's most demanding position, as well as the best hitter in his league. His barrel-chested bellied his speed, 722 steals, and his awkward gait gave him no hint of his grace on the field. In the 1909 World Series, Wagner out-hit Cobb, his rival, for supremacy, 333 to 231. Stole 6 bases to Cobb's 2 and secured victory for his team. So there we go. Card number 20. Honus Wagner is not pictured on this card in 1909. Honus Wagner. FJ the King, I can't stay long. I had school stuff to do during my lunch. No problem there. How you doing there, FJ? Nice to see you stop in while you had a break. You can check in later. We might still be here. We'll just see how things roll along through today. Card number 21 next up to bat. This kind of paper colorful set you can see on the top here. I can see it more than you probably. I'll tip these up a little bit here. I guess I got to tip it this way so you can see the tops of the colors as they change from the green to the blue to the white. I think those are just upside down. I'll have to flip them over. All right, let me go ahead and refresh the chat here really quick. Continue on with card number 21, first ball. William Howard Taft was the first president to open the season in 1910, but other presidents were linked to the game. Lincoln reportedly played baseball on the White House lawn. In 1867, Andrew Johnson attended a pro contest. U.S. Ulysses S. Grant, out of the office, saw a game at the Polo Grounds in 1883, and Chester Arthur and Grover Cleveland graded National League teams. And in 1892, President Benjamin Harrison saw a big league game. Okay, hold on a second here. That was card number 21. There we go. A picture of Woodrow Wilson throwing out the first pitch at a ball game. Woodrow Wilson throwing out a pitch at the ball game. All right. Card number 22 is up the bat. FJ, a three-part Behind the Fern, premiering today. All right, card number 22, batting brawl. In 1910, La Jolla dueled Ty Cobb for the batting crown. Oh, sorry about that. Had a little edge of the card there hung up. I was wondering why it was a little bit crooked. All right. Entering the final day, the detested Cobb held the lead, but the St. Louis Browns instructed their novice third baseman to play deep throughout a doubleheader, and LaJoie's 7 bunt singles earned him an apparent edge and a congratulatory telegram from Cobb's teammates. LaJoie had hit .384 and Cobb .383, but during the offseason, the league censored the Browns and gave the title to Cobb. There you go. So there you go. Nap LaJoie in 1910. All right, next up the bat is card number 23, Baseball Tragedy. Over his career, Joss allowed only 8.9 runners per 9 innings, the best mark ever. He threw a perfect game in 1908 and a no-hitter in 1910. But in the spring of 1911, he contracted meningitis and died at the age of 31. His Cleveland teammates, fearing their owner would not give them the day off to attend the funeral in Toledo, skipped town anyway. Rebellion silent since the failed Players League of 1890 was in the air again. So there we go. Addie Joss in 1911. Addie Joss in 1911. Dun, dun, dun. Guys, by the way, I'm taking a break. If you're interested, email. I'm having a break. Oh, no problem there, JVK Cards. Just email him at jackvoncohorn@gmail.com. My package of goodies just arrived, safe and sound. Thanks, sir. Which one? Oh, the one I mailed you? I just mailed that on Monday, and you got it today? That's pretty good. All right. Wow. Mail's slowly starting to become on time. Hope you enjoyed the package there, Bibster. All right. Get a sip of water here and move on to the next card. Card number 24, Smokey Joe's Red Sox. Wood was a fastball pitcher who at the age of 22 posted a record of 34-5, leading Boston to the World Series. There, he won another 3, including the thrilling finale. New York Giants fans and their hopes dashed yet again by a fatal blunder. Fred Snodgrass's muff on the routine fly ball in the 10th inning. Red Sox fans ecstatic in 1912 and 1915 and 1918 would see their hearts broken in years to come. Okay? There we go, Joe Wood. Here, I can do these like this probably. Joe Wood there. in the box now. And moving on to card number 25. Fans get into the act for Boston in 1912 was a year to remember. A new ballpark, a world championship, and a rowdy yet organized pack of fans unlike any seen before or since. In Game 7 of the series, the next to last contest because of an earlier tie. The Royal Rooters reserved seats were somehow sold to others, prompting a riot. It took so long to restore order that sock starter Joe Wood cooled off after commencing a warm-up and was rocked for 6 runs in the first inning. All right, let me put this one in the books now. Put this one up on display next. Royal Rooters. Royal Rooters. Okay, moving to card number 26, the Taj Mahal of Brooklyn. In 1909, Charles Hercules Ebbets, whose father had employed a bank teller named Alexander Cartwright, began buying up land in Flatbush, a poor section of Brooklyn, in 1913. Ebbets Field, with its marble rotunda and concrete steel air of permanence, opened as a place of the Dodgers and their fans. The modern game may trace back to Hoboken's Elysian Fields, but this was baseball's true paradise. We put the Royal Rooters away from 1912 and display the Taj Mahal of baseball, 1913, Ebbets Field. All right, card number 27 is next up to bat, the Human Crab, a height-strung mite of a man at 125 pounds. Evers had a disposition of legendary rottenness. Because of a dispute over a cab fare in 1905, he refused to speak to his double-play mate Joe Tinker for decades. After leading the Cubs to 4 flags in 5 years, in 1914 he teamed with new double-play partner Rabbit Marinville to take the Miracle Braves from last place on July 4th to a World Series sweep of the mighty A's. All right, put Ebbets Field in the books here. Display the next card in the stack here, and that is Johnny Evers. Johnny Evers. Okay. Tinkers to Evers to Chance, the greatest double play trio. That's cool there, Bibster. That is cool. Let me get the next group of cards here. I got to turn them over. You know what? Let me do this really quick while we're in here. You can see the next one here I'm going to have a hard time with. Let me get these guys turned around. Okay. Just get all the upside down cards fixed here, so that I don't have to do any flipping later. I think we got one more to go here. Yep. One more section. Now we'll be here. Okay. Let me get this situated again. All right, Johnny Evers in 1914 there, but now on to back box, or card number, box. I don't know why I'm saying that. 28, the Star-Spangled Banner. Star-Spangled Banner, America's entry into World War was near when FDR, then an athlete, youngster assistant secretary of the Navy, led by Washington senators in close order drill, but baseball owners saw no reason to slow the turnstiles, claiming their players were essential to the home front effort. Their argument failed, and schedules were trimmed and rosters denuded. By war's end, an 247 major leaguers would join the armed forces. All right, put Evers in the books here. Display the next one, this number 28, the Star Spangled Banner. World War I starts. And some of the players during World War I in 1918 had to go on the war front. All right. Card number 29, the Black Sox scandal. The Chicago White Sox had great players, Joe Jackson, Eddie Collins, Eddie Cicotte, and more, but there were not much of a team. They feuded among themselves and with their owner, Charles Comiskey, who paid them less than their abilities warranted. Knowing that the reserve clause held them captive, 8 Black Sox proved susceptible to the bribes of gamblers and conspired to dump the 1919 World Series. All right. Card number 28 in the books. Turn over this card here for the Black Sox scandal in 1919. And this is Joe Jackson. Picture of Joe Jackson there. Next, card number 30. A national heirloom. Our greatest sports hero, Ruth, embraced America and was embraced by it. He was a parade all by himself, wrote Jimmy Cannon. A burst of dazzle and jingle, Santa Claus drinking his whiskey straight and groaning with a bellyache. He made the music that his joyous years danced to in a continuous party. What Babe Ruth is comes down. One generation handing it to the next as a national heirloom. All right, let me put Joe Jackson in the book here. And move out Babe Ruth here. Babe Ruth is up to bat next in the holding block here. Card number 31, I Fear Nobody. In 1919, the bloodiest race riot since the Civil War disgraced the North. Out of this tragic setback to hopes for racial harmony came a new assertiveness and affirmation of black culture. One of the most successful examples was Andrew Ruby Foster's Negro National League. If you play the best clubs in the land, he stated, white clubs, as you say, it will be a case of Greek meeting Greek. I fear nobody. Let's put Babe Ruth in the books here. Card number 30 and card number 31 is next up for display. Ruby Foster. Ruby Foster. All right. Card number 32. The pitch that killed. A 300 hitter and a shortstop, Chapman was leading the Indians to the 1920 pennant. On an overcast August 16th, at the Polo Grounds, he faced Carl Mays, a Yankee pitcher with a menacing fastball and a submarine delivery. Mays threw high and inside, and Chapman froze, and the ball crushed his skull. He died the next morning. Afterwards, the instruction went to umpires, remove a discolored ball from play. The pitch that killed back in the day in 1920. Up to bat here is Ray Chapman. Ray Chapman with the Cleveland Indians. All right. First commissioner of baseball, Keenshaw Mountain Landis, was a showboat judge who hauled John D. Rockefeller into court, declared free speech expendable in wartime, and tried to extradite the Kaiser. His procrastination in a 1915 suit helped to kill the Federal League when the Black Sox scandal was uncovered in late 1920. The need for a commissioner was clear. The owners reached out, and the man who had done right by them once before. So 1920, Ray Chapman is in the books. And next up is the first commissioner, Keenshaw M. Landis, the first commissioner of baseball, Major League Baseball. Next up to bat is card number 34, Some Ballyard. The American League team in New York was born at Hilltop Park in northern Manhattan in 1913. They began a 10-year tenancy of the Giants at the Polo Grounds. Babe Ruth's arrival and the million-plus fans he drew in each of the years 1920 through 1922 season dictated a Yankee Stadium on April 18, 1923, before more than 74,000 fans. Ruth took his spot in the outfield, looked about, and reportedly remarked, "Some Ballyard." So there we go. Keenshaw Mountain Landis is in the books now, and card number 34 is being displayed. Yankee Stadium. Back in the day. Yankee Stadium. Next up to bat, he felt sorry for pitchers. Between 1921 and 1925, Hornsby averaged over 400. His lifetime average of 358 is second only to Ty Cobb. Hornsby was a colorless taciturn man whose cold-blooded intent terrified pitchers. You might not have liked what was on his mind, one remembered, but you always knew damn well what it was. For his part, Hornsby said he didn't hate pitchers, he just felt sorry for them. 1923 Yankee Stadium is in the books now. Next up is Rogers Hornsby. Rogers Hornsby in 1924 for the Cardinals. All right, card number 36, first ball. Warren G. Harding was a pretty good player for his hometown team in Marion, Ohio. He went on to become a part owner of its minor league franchise and developed two local lads into big league stars, Jake Dahlbert and Wilbur Cooper. While still a senator in November 1920, Harding even played a part in promoting the Lasker Plan for the governor of Major League Baseball, which included election of Commissioner Keenshaw Mountain Landis. So Rogers Hornsby is in the books now. Next up to bat is Warren G. Harding. Throwing out the first pitcher. The first pitch, not the first pitcher. Get it right, Blomdahl. All right. Iron Horse on June 1st, 1925, a 22-year-old former student at Columbia University pinch hit for a shortstop, Pee Wee Waniger. The next day, he subbed for first baseman Wally Pipp, who had been beaned during batting practice. Greg was in the second consecutive game of a remarkable streak that would reach 2,130 before its tragic end. Lou said he was not a headline guy, but he was the greatest first baseman of all time and the pride of the Yankees. So Warren Harding, 1923, is in the books. And Lou Gehrig is up to bat now. There's Lou Gehrig in 1925. All right. Oh, glory. Alexander had been with Walter Johnson, the top pitcher of the teens. And by 1926, however, he was nearly 40, subject to seizures, tormented by wartime memories and sodden with drink. The woeful Cubs waived him. Branch Rickey of the Cardinals took a chance. It paid off when Alex, in a last heroic flourish, took 2 World Series starts and in Game 7 appeared on the relief to fan Tony Larson with the bases loaded, thus securing the win. So Lou Gehrig is in the books now. And card number 38, Grover C. Alexander, is up to bat here. Grover C. Alexander. Next up, Bearded Barnstormers. Ye shall not round the corners of the base, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. Leviticus 19:27. Traveling teams promoted a city, an ideal, or a product. And they went there where the money was. The house of David advertised the absent sect founded by Benjamin Purell at Benton Harbor, Michigan. Few players were true believers, and the bearded ringers might include a star like Grover Cleveland. So Grover C. Alexander is in the books. Card number 39 is up to bat. House of David. All right. Next up to bat is Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball. Barnstorming black realms, most notably the clowns, like to warm up in pantomime. With an imaginary ball they threw, caught, and hit so dramatically that folks might have thought they were playing the real thing. White fans of the 1930s thought the Major League Baseball was the real thing, but the best brand of ball, certainly the most exciting, was being played in the Negro Leagues, and their biggest draw, greatest showman, greatest player, was pitcher Leroy Satchel Paige. So there we go, House of David in the books, and card number 40, Satchel Paige. Awesome player back in the day, Satchel Paige. All right, 79 and 15. Robert Moses Grove was a menacing left-hander so fast that, in the words of sports writer Bugs Bear, he could throw a lamb chop past a wolf. He was also the sorest loser in baseball, chewing out teammates who made misplays, smashing lockers, ripping his own clothes. Fortunately, he didn't lose often. The mainstay of Connie Mack's A's of 1929 to 1931, Grove posted marks of 20 and 6, 28 and 5, 31 and 4, and an aggregate 79 out of 15. So there you have it, Satchel Paige in the books at number 40. And we are now starting the second half of this set with Lefty Grove up to bat right now. Lefty Grove. All right. His hair had muscles. The Yankees of 1926 may have been called Murderers Row, but they had little, if any, edge over the A's of 1929 to 1931. Their most frightening hitter was Jimmy Fox, nicknamed Double X or the Beast, who in 1932 hit 58 home runs. He cut off his sleeves to display his biceps. Even his hair has muscles, one pitcher complained. Fox wasn't scouted. Another Rue victim said he was trapped. All right, Lefty Grove in 1931 is in the books now at card number 41. Okay, see if I can move this back a little bit here and see how we should display these now. There we go, 1932, Jimmy Fox. Okay, gonna leave him. Gets most of it. Let me pan up just a hair. Get the top of the card here. There we go. That'll work for now. Okay, let's move on. Card number 43, Hard Times. Cornelius McGillicuddy was like a tree from the Garden of Eden, as Wilfred Sheed described him. He managed the A's for 50 years because he was a genius. Certainly, but his job security owed a lot to his becoming the club's owner. Mac had survived a cash squeeze in the Federal League year of 1915 by selling his stars. When the Depression hit, he was forced to do it again. The game was Mac's life, but also his living. So Jimmy Fox is in the books from 1932, and next up is Connie Mack. Connie Mack in 1932. Okay. Yesterday in Pittsburgh, card number 44. There is a catcher that any big league club would like to buy for $200,000, said Walter Johnson. Too bad this Gibson is a colored fella. Legend has it that Josh hit a ball so hard in Pittsburgh one day that it never came down. Next day, he was playing in Philadelphia 300 miles away when a ball dropped from the sky into our outfielder's glove. "You're out," the umpire shouted. Yesterday in Pittsburgh. That's a funny story there, that one. 1923 or 1932, Connie Mack is in the books. Card number 44, Josh Gibson. Josh Gibson. Okay. Next up the bat is Gas House Gang. The St. Louis Cardinals of 1934 were raucous, rough-edged, poorly paid, in short, perfect heroes for the Depression era. The Gas House Gang of Pepper Martin, Frankie Frisch, and Ducky Medwick became world champs in 1934. Their guiding spirit was J. Hannah Dean, better known as Dizzy, who won 30 games. In later years, old Dizzy became an announcer, uttering such memorable lines as, "He slid into third." 1937, Josh Gibson. In the books. Next up is Dizzy Dean. Dizzy Dean. Okay, I can kind of lay Dizzy Dean there like that till I turn him over. I think I could probably lay them in there. Probably displays a little bit better that way, I do believe. Let me slide these up. Scoot these over. Get the whole card into the action there. Okay. Strikes at midnight. Although the 1930s was a decade of hitters, it also featured a screwball left-hander. Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin. If I had a ball game to be pitched and my life hung in the balance, said Red Barber, I'd want Carl Hubble to pitch it. 1934, Dizzy Dean is in the books, and Carl Hubble is next up to bat here. Carl Hubble. Let me pop in the chat. I've been missing a bunch of chat. Sorry about that. Nice Bipster. We'll try to watch it after I'm done with school. Hey guys, by the way, I'm having a break. Okay, I already read that one. Package of goodies arrived safe and sound. Yes, that. Well, that was the Ken Griffey I wanted in Project 2020. Awesome. Oh, that's good there, Bipster. I left it a mystery till the 5 people that got the winnings from the January giveaway. I should have did less so that way I'd have another round for the next one coming up, but just wanted to do that, get that out of the way. Tinkers to Evers to Chance, The Great Double Play, Shoeless Joe Jackson, Dan Siebert, House of David from Left, Hans Dagler, David Harris, Bill Fry, Francis Thorpe, John Tucker, Red Smith, and Doc Tally Card number 39. There we go. Connie Mack's All-Stars set from 1951 is a beautiful card set, very rare. Tops. And thumbs up, please. That's right. Thummies up, thummies up, thummies up for me. We got 4 people watching, 7 thumbs up, but that's fine. This is definitely a different kind of stream than I usually do, but wanted to go through and highlight this set for sure. First ball. As a boy at Groton, FDR managed the baseball team because, according to his diary, I did not play well. But he clearly enjoyed himself at the ballpark. During the World Series of 1932, when he was running for the presidency, he was in a box at Wrigley Field when Babe Ruth hit his called shot. Reporters saw him roar with laughter as the Babe crossed the plate. During World War II, his green light letter kept baseball going. So Carl Hubbell in 1934 is in the books, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt throwing out the first pitch in 1937. All right, next up to bat, fastest pitcher ever. Fastest pitcher ever. In 1936, Feller, a 17-year-old farm boy, struck out 15 in his first big league start. A few weeks later, he fanned 17 to set a new American League mark. Then he went home to finish high school. 2 years later, he upped the record to 18. Rapid Robert went on to set other records, including 3 no-hitters and 12 one-hitters among his 266 wins. His greatest record, however, came in service to his country during World War II. So in the books is Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1937, and up to bat here is Bob Feller in 1938. Bob Feller. Fastest runner ever. He was clocked circling the bases in 11 seconds and stole 175 bases in 1933. His friend Satchel Paige said Bell was so fast that he could flip off the light and get into bed before the light went out. In an off-season game against the team of white major league stars, when Bell was over 40, he scored from first base on a sacrifice bunt. There were no errors in the field. So Bob Feller is in the books in 1938. And Cool Papa Bell is next up to bat here. Cool Papa Bell. Okay, let me see here. We're getting less cards here. It's going to fall into the box in a second here. So let me get this stand up here for the remaining cards here. And I think this will work out better for us. I just got to readjust everything here. Let me move these back a little bit. Adjust the camera up. Move this box up a little bit. There we go. Now I think we're good to go there. Okay. The national pastime. Let me see if I can fix something here real quick. Oh, I guess it's up all the way. All right. The national pastime, Lieutenant Jack Roosevelt Robinson, was court-martialed in 1944 for refusing to step to the back of the bus. He saw then that he was in 2 wars, one against a foreign enemy, the other against prejudice at home. He never stopped fighting. In 1945, he was scouted for the Brooklyn Dodgers. In 1947, he joined the team and made baseball, at long last, what it had always claimed to be, the national pastime. There you go, 1939, Cool Papa Bell is in the books. And card number 50 is up to bat with Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson. Everybody knows the story about Jackie Robinson. 406 percentage after Joltin' Joe's streak was stopped on July 17th, the spotlight shifted to Ted Williams, who was batting well above the 400 mark. Such averages tend to decline over the long season, and in the final week, his mark dropped dangerously, going into a final day twin bill in Philly. Ted's average of .3995 would have counted in the record books as 400, and he sat out. But Ted played both games, going 6 for 8 and finishing at 406. So there we have Jackie Robinson at 1947 is in the books. And card number 51, Ted Williams is up to bat. Okay. Next up, we have Love Them Bums. If you were in the stands at Ebbets Field, you were practically in the ball game, said Red Barber. Hilda Chester used to sit out in the center field bleachers, and she would ring a cowbell. And once in a while, she would write a note and drop it to Pete Reiser in center field and have him bring the note to manager Leo DeRocha with advice. The symphony band didn't know a note of music at all. So 1946, Ted Williams is in the books. And the symphony band is up to bat. The Dodgers Symphony Band is up to bat. Swapping uniforms. Baseball had seen Jewish players since the 1870s, but none captured the national imagination like Hank Greenberg. 3 times before World War II, he led the Tigers to the World Series. In 1938, he hit 58 homers, the record for right-handed batters after serving Uncle Sam from 1941 to mid-1945, he picked up where he had left off, hitting a grand slam homer to clinch the pennant and 2 homers in the Fall Classic. So the 1946 Dodgers Symphony Band is in the books. Next up to bat is Hank Greenberg. Hank Greenberg. All right. In his military uniform. A League of Their Own, named for the 1849 poem by Edgar Allan Poe. Annabelle Lee was a pitcher for the Minneapolis Millerettes of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, the AAGPBL. Although she once pitched a perfect game, her better-known contribution to baseball history may have been her nephew, Bill Lee of the Boston Red Sox, a junk ball pitcher called Spaceman because of his unusual views on baseball and the cosmos. So Hank Greenberg in 1949 is in the books. And the AAGPBL is up to bat now with Annabelle Lee. Revolution. A pious and straight-laced youth, Ricky was named Wesley Branch for the founder of his family's Methodist faith. But he became what one writer called the most original mind, the best organizer, the shrewdest horse trader the game has ever produced. He revolutionized baseball with the farm system he created for the Cardinals in 1919. And with Jackie Robinson, he revolutionized not only baseball, but also America itself. So Annabelle Lee in 1944 is in the books. And next up to bat here, we got Branch Rickey. Branch Rickey is next up to bat here. Right? First ball. Truman loved baseball and played it as a boy, the story goes, but his eyesight wasn't good enough to allow him to compete. So he served as umpire. During his tenure, in the White House, 1945 to 1952, Truman attended more baseball games than any other president, 16 all at Griffith Stadium. Some first balls he threw right-handed, others left-handed. In 1948, he became the first chief executive to attend a night game. So Branch Rickey, 1947, is in the books with Jackie Robinson there. And Harry S. Truman is up to bat next, throwing out the first pitch in 1948. All right, bear with me as I try to get through these brown cards. It's really hard to see the print on these. That's why it seems like I might be struggling. Maybe it's just the color of the backing on the card. But the old professor Stengel's hiring to manage the Yankees in 1949 seemed a bad joke. As a player, he had once placed a sparrow under his cap, and before raucous booing fans lifted the cap to give his audience the bird. A's manager of the Boston Braves, he had mock fainted at the home plate over an umpire's decision. But what a record he went on to compile with the Yankees. As the old professor was fond of saying, you could look it up. All right. Xavier Stallsworth is in the house. How you doing there, Xavier? Thanks for popping in here real quick. Very enjoyable content today. George Brett came close to hitting with a .390 batting season. SSP is in the house. How you doing there, SSP? Thanks for popping in to the stream here today. Appreciate everybody being here today. We've got 7 watching, 9 thumbs up. We're almost to double digits here. So there we go. Harry S. Truman, 1948, is in the books. Card number 57 is now up to bat with Casey Stengel. Casey Stengel is in the batting cage. Next card up, number 58, shot heard round the world. In mid-August 1951, the Dodgers held a 13.5 game lead, but the Giants went on a 37-7 tear to pull into a final day tie in the bottom of the 9th of the deciding playoff game, and the Bums led 4-1. Then singles by Dark and Mueller and a double by Lockman sent Newcomer out and brought Branca in. Thompson homered. The shot heard round the world again and again by everyone who played the game or remembered it. So there we go. Casey Stengel, 1953, is in the books. And Bobby Thompson is up to bat. Bobby Thompson is up to bat here. All right. First ball. Writing in latter years of his Kansas youth, Ike recalled, a friend of mine and I went fishing, and as we sat there in the warmth of a summer afternoon on a riverbank, we talked about what he wanted to do when he grew up, and I told him I wanted to be a real Major League Baseball player, a genuine professional like Honus Wagner. My friend said that he'd like to be the President of the United States, and neither of us got our wish. All right, Bobby Thompson in 1951 is in the books, and Dwight David Eisenhower is up to bat here, throwing out the first pitch. Ike throwing out the first pitch in 1952. Could go all the way. Scouts from the Pittsburgh Pirates approached a promising young center fielder from St. John's University, and they offered him a $2,000 bonus if he would sign with them. An immense amount of money, Cuomo recalled. Mickey Mantle got only $1,100, and he played 1 year with Brunswick, Georgia, was beaned near the end of the season, and reconsidered his career options. The residual effects of the hematoma, Cuomo likes to say, eventually drove me into politics. All right, there we go. Dwight David Eisenhower in the books. Card number 60 up to bat. We are 3/4 of the way through this set here, and we're rolling along in good fashion. All right. Oops, I got that one wrong way. The Mauricio Cuomo with the Pirates. Okay. Happy, happy. When John Jordan O'Neill stopped playing in 1954, the Negro Leagues were only a shadow of what they had been, O'Neill recalled with typical generosity how he felt when the Dodgers signed Monarchs teammate Jackie Robinson. Happy, happy. We've been looking forward to this thing for years. Jackie's going to the major leagues. It was the death knell for our baseball, but who cares? Who cares? All right. So Mario Cuomo with the 1952 Pirates there, and that card. Oops. Sorry about that. Knew that might happen. Dropped it the wrong way. Sorry about it. And then Buck O'Neill is up to bat now. Buck O'Neill. Standing on the edge of the dugout there, Buck O'Neill. Okay. Most natural ball player. Robert Creamer asked Casey Stengel, who was the most natural ball player? And Stengel replied, Williams is the most natural hitter, but that guy is the most natural ball player, pointing at Berra, a 3-time MVP. Berra holds the record for the most World Series hits, 71, and games, 75. He led the Yankees to 5 consecutive World Series titles upon retiring in 1965. Berra, in his special way, thanked all those who had made this day necessary. So Buck O'Neill in 1954 is in the books. And Yogi Berra is up to bat now. Yogi Berra. All right, Triple Crown. According to Casey Stengel, Mantle was going to be Ruth, Gehrig, and DiMaggio all rolled into one. In 1956, at least, he might have been. He put together one of the greatest offensive seasons ever to capture the American League Triple Crown. Injuries kept him out of the lineup throughout his career and deprived fans of the chance to see him play on 2 good legs. His last night, his nightlife and live now approach did little to help the ailments. There we have Yogi Berra in 1955 in the books. And Mickey Mantle up to bat here. There's the Mickey Mantle. All right. Faith, Family, and Sports Son. Oh, there we go. Faith, Family, and Sports Son is in the house. Thanks there, Faith, Family, and Sports Son. Cuomo, such a cringe name. This has been good stream, John. John Fishman, Donald Blomdahl, Dearman, 2024. We can leave the Dearman part off of there. I still think it should be maybe me and Bipster. Bipster can be my vice president. Cuomo's such a cringe name. I have been in and out. We are still busy at work. No problem there, John. Understand. Trying to make a delivery to a hospital and some random truck is blocking access. Always something. I met Buck O'Neill in 1994. He was an amazing human being. That is awesome. Do a refresh on the chat here and continue on. We do have 11:30. All right. Perfect. The millions to one shot came and first time hell froze over. Sorry. wrote Shirley Provich in awe of Larson's perfect game. After all, this was a man who had once posted a season record of 3-21 in Game 2 of the 1956 Classic. He had listed only an inning and a third, but in Game 5, Larson pitched baseball's first and only World Series perfect game. Afterwards, mediocrity resumed. He finished his career with an 81-91 record while pitching for 7 different teams. So there we go. The 1956 Mickey Mantle card is in the books now. And card number 64 is up to bat with Don Larson. There we go. We got 6 different scenes there. Don Larson getting the wind up, going into the pitch. 6 different shots there on that card for Don Larson. First ball. We think of JFK and touch football on the White House lawn, but he was a big baseball fan too. He loved the Boston Red Sox and Ted Williams, but he developed an affection for his adopted home team, the expansion Washington Senators, and attended all 3 openers during his tragically abbreviated term. Aide Dave Powers was Undersecretary of Baseball, charged with providing Kennedy with daily scores and stats. So there we go. Don Larson, 1956, in the books. And John F. Kennedy, first ball, throwing out the first pitch in a baseball game here in 1961. A whole new ball game. The 1960 World Series pitted the mighty New York Yankees against the pesky Pittsburgh Pirates. Although the Pinstripers outscored the Bucks 55-27, the run that counted was one delivered off the bat of Bill Mazeroski in Game 7, a game-ending home run over the left field wall at Forbes Field. It set Pittsburgh into a frenzy and sent the Yankees home for the winter. Mickey Mantle recalled that day. I cried all the way home on the airplane. It was the worst I've ever felt in my life. So 1961 John F. Kennedy is in the books. And Bill Mazeroski in 1960. Okay. 61 in 61. It would have been a hell of a lot more fun if I had never hit those 61 home runs, Maris later told a friend. He didn't want to be the babe, just wanted to hit. The summer of 61, Mantle and Maris were aiming for Ruth's record of 60, set in 1927. But by mid-September, injuries shelved Mantle. Maris kept hitting. On the final day of the season, he delivered his 61st home run, recalling his feat toward the end of his life. He said, all it brought me was headaches. Bill Mazeroski is in the books in 1960, and next up to bat is Roger Maris. Roger Maris. Awesome player himself back in the day. Triple Crown. His game was fueled by internal fires stemming from his experience of radical prejudice. Frank Robinson captured National League Rookie of the Year honors and tied a National League rookie record for home runs with 38. The 20-year-old Robbie showed the Cincinnati faithful what to expect for the next decade, but in 1966 he was traded to Baltimore, according to the Reds. General manager Bill DeWitt, Robinson was an old 30 with diminishing skills. Al Robinson did the following season was to win the American League Triple Crown. All right. So 1961, Roger Maris is in the books, and card number 68 is up to bat. Triple Crown, Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson, we've got a commercial break here. John Fishman with a crazy looking emoji there. I can't remember what that one's called exactly. But let me get John Fishman into the wheel of names here for the month of January. Okay. Get that in there. Let me save it. Okay, my entries this month go to FJ the King. Okay. I will fix that. Give me a second here. Let me fix that really quick. All right. In case I do forget there, John, just throw me a reminder. Let's see. But yeah, I'll try and remember that. My entries this month go to FJ DeKang or DeKing. I think he told me it's pronounced DeKing, DeKing, but I'll get that to FJ DeKing. Yeah, if I happen to win, if you forget some entries, I'll let you know. No problem there. No problem there, John. Yeah, I don't believe I think that was the first. No, wait, no, I do see a few back here. Let me edit these really quick. Okay. Okay. Let me get these really quick here. All right, I got those in there. I also. All right, let me save this. I edited your last entries and put FJ DeKing in there. Let me save it and then get back to our content at hand. We are good to go. Bum, bum, bum. Do a live chat update. That's okay. I already did it. I already did it. It was only the earlier set from the initial entries from my channel members and my my Patreon members. So channel membership gets you automatic entries at the beginning of each month, along with the Patreon members at their dollar level. So if they're at the $15 level, they get 15 entries. If you're at the $10 level, you get 10 entries, and so on and so forth. Same with the channel membership page. If you're a $15 channel membership level, you get 15 free entries every month. Okay? So other than that, let's go into card number 71. Wait a minute. Hold on a second here. We should be on card number 79 next. So I think I might have a few cards out of order here. Oh, there we go. These are out of order. Good thing I caught that. I just realized that. I was like, wait a minute. They're not in order. There's number 69. The year of the pitcher. Curt Flood once said he could throw a baseball through a brick wall. As a matter of fact, if I had to choose one person to pitch one game in my one lifetime, I would choose Bob Gibson. Gibson struck fear into opposing hitters, always eager to claim the inside part of the plate. He gained a reputation as a headhunter, and he said rarely he threw at batters, but when I did, I hit him. Gibson was truly intimidated in 1968, throwing 13 shutouts and posting a modern National League record of 1.12 ERA. So Frank Robinson of 1966 is in the books. And card number 69, Bob Gibson, is up to bat now. Next up is Amazing. Amazing. Tom Seaver was not just the New York Mets' best pitcher, he was the franchise Tom Terrific. Posted a 25 and 7 record in 1969, sparked the Mets from the ninth place to the pinnacle in the first year of divisional play. The Mets went 38-11 down the stretch to win the East title and shocked Atlanta to win the National League pennant. Seaver posted one victory as the Amazons Heat the Baltimore Orioles in one of the biggest World Series upsets ever. All right, so the 1968 Bob Gibson is in the books, and Tom Seaver is up to bat now in 1969. A piece of property. On October 1969, All-Star outfielder Curt Flood of the Cardinals was traded to Philadelphia. I do not feel that I am a piece of property to be bought or sold irrespective of my wishes. He wrote to Commissioner Kuhn. He asked to be exempted from the reserve clause. The commissioner refused, and Flood did not report to Philadelphia. He vowed to take his case to the Supreme Court. The struggle between owners and players was approaching a climax. All right, 1969, Tom Seaver is in the books, and Curt Flood is up to bat. All right. Pride. Clemente learned his craft in the cane fields of Puerto Rico. He played spectacularly for the Pirates, a savage line drive hitter with a phenomenal throwing arm and pride of his Latin heritage. Furious that he was not given the praise he deserved, he used the 1971 World Series as his personal stage. He hit .414 with 2 homers and led Pittsburgh to victory. Shortly after his 3,000th hit in 1972, he died when his plane bound to help earthquake victims in Nicaragua crashed. So 1969 Curt Flood is in the books, and the Roberto Clemente is up to bat. All right, card number 73, El Tiante, son of a Negro League star, Luis, was blessed with an outstanding fastball and deceptive motion. He pitched 9 shutouts among his 21 wins in 1968 when he led the league with a minute ERA of 1.60. After hurting his arm and being released, he bounced back with the Red Sox as a master of the screwball, the change of pace, and an arsenal of bizarre deliveries. He was the pitching star of the 1975 World Series with 2 complete game wins. All right, Roberto Clemente in 1972 is now in the books. And card number 73, Luis Tiant, is up to bat. Okay. Free agency. Baseball players were virtually the last American worker group to receive the right to negotiate salaries with their employers. The owners used the reserve clause to bind players to one team. Players Association head Marvin Miller, whose leadership changed the game forever, led the fight for change. In 1975, Andy Messersmith and Dave McNally played without contracts, then filed for a hearing. Arbitrator Peter Seitz declared the players free agents. All right, there we go. 1975, Luis Tiant is in the books, and Marvin Miller is now up to bat. Marvin Miller is now up to bat. All right. Mr. October. No one brought a greater intensity to significant games than Reggie Jackson, the straw that stirs the drink. Mr. October batted .357 with 10 home runs in 27 World Series contests. His greatest performance took place in Game 6 of the 1977 Fall Classic. He hit 3 home runs on 3 consecutive swings against 3 pitchers, something no one has ever done, and brought the Yankees their first world championship since 1962. So Marvin Miller of 1975 is in the books, and Jackie Robinson is up to bat. Okay. Reggie Jackson is up to bat. Sorry about that. At Donald, the Marvin Miller is a rookie Hall of Famer card. Is a rookie Hall of Famer card. Okay. Yeah, I know there's a bunch of Hall of Famers in this set. Aren't there, baby? I know. I think I went to the trading card database, and I think it's almost half the cards in this set are Hall of Famers. Sorry. Oh, don't do that. Okay. Let me check really quick here. I think I still have it here. If I do, let me see really quick. Yeah, 50. So it's an 80 card set, and 52 of the 80 cards are Hall of Famers. Sorry, I just had a skin tag that, not really a skin tag. You know how you get these things on your, so don't get too panicked. I'll try and keep them out of the picture for the most part. But yeah, so there are 52 Hall of Famers out of this 80 card deck for sure. A lot of Hall of Famers in here. Miller, true rookie, is that card. Is that the first one they made of him? All right. So we are family. We are family. All right. Pops keeps us together. The players told Roger Angel, Pops makes it all work. Willie Stargell, the leader of the 1979 Pirates, was a devastating power hitter and the league's co-MVP. He had done all that he could to fill the void left by the death of Roberto Clemente with the disco song We Are Family as their theme. The Pirates won the National League pennant and rebounded from a 3-1 deficit to defeat Baltimore in the World Series. So there we go. 1977 Reggie Jackson is in the books. And We Are Family, Willie Stargell, who held up the Pirates after Roberto's passing. All right, card number 77, Moreover Tie. Rose was a hero to 2 generations of baseball fans and was Cincinnati's favorite citizen. He was a throwback to some mythical earlier age when players played for the pure joy of it. He played 3,562 games, came to bat 14,035 times and made 4,256 hits, more than any other man in all 3 categories. He played on 3 world champions and won batting titles in 1968, 69, 73, and 81. Charges of gambling on baseball games led to his banishment in 1989. So Willie Stargell of 1979 is in the books. And Pete Rose of 1985 is up to bat. First ball. Both Bill Clinton and Hillary Rodham Clinton are Cubs fans, but the president from Arkansas is a convert to the Windy City Crew. The First Lady developed her rooting interest as a child in Chicago, while he attached the St. Louis Cardinals of neighboring Missouri. In 1994, the president threw out the first ball at Cleveland's brand New Jacobs Field, and the First Lady threw out the first ball at Wrigley Field. Reggie signed a baseball for me in the little town of Racine, Wisconsin at a museum. Paul Molitor was there as well, but didn't realize it until we were leaving. Oh, my word, Big Race. That was pretty cool. So the 1985 Pete Rose is in the books. And card number 78 for Bill Clinton is up to bat. There's Bill Clinton throwing out a first pitch at a ball game there for the Cleveland Indians. Next up to bat, 7 no-hitters. Blessed with an arm that could throw 90-mile-per-hour fastballs at the age of 46, Ryan was also from the old school of pitching. He was not afraid to pitch inside or knock batters down. Ryan set records for strikeouts in a single season, 383, and career 5,714. No hitters, 7, and years as an active player, 27 years playing baseball. He won 324 games for 4 clubs and fanned 300 or more batters 5 times in 6 season span from 1972 to 1977. So the 1994 Bill Clinton is in the books, and Nolan Ryan is now up to bat. Card number 79. Card number 80, 20 years of royalty. One of the most intense ball players ever to grace the game, Brett was also one of the game's greatest hitters. He followed Charlie Lau's philosophy to hit all fields and to go with the pitch. His career started to flourish in his second full season as he ranked first in hits. Next season, he captured the first of 3 batting titles. He hit recording the highest average since Ted Williams. He hit 390 in 1980 to win the second title, recording his highest average since Ted Williams' 406 after 20 seasons. Brett retired as the Royals' all-time leader in all offensive categories except stolen bases. So there we have it. 1991's Nolan Ryan in the books. Card number 79. Card number 80 is up to bat with George Brett. Okay. And last card in the set. There were three separate different cards. So I guess if depending on how many of these sets they made, they did have BC1, BC2, and BC3. And so the insert for this one is the BC2 baseball trade, blockbuster trade. And it's Michael Jordan's childhood dream was to be a big league baseball player in 1994. He announced that he was trading in his high tops for a pair of baseball spikes. But before he played Major League Baseball, a trip to the minor leagues was in order, and he began his professional baseball career with the Class A Baltimore Barons. Jordan ranked among the organizational leaders in stolen bases, and when he hit his first home run, he pointed to the sky in memory of his father. So there you have it. The last will the bonus card be signed? I doubt that. Did they have some signed that were in this set there, Bibster? That would have been a cool one for sure. But I don't think this one is signed. But there we go. Michael Jordan with the Boston Barons when he was playing AAA for him. It does have the gold. It does have the gold upper deck on the top there. Sorry about my thumb there. I'll try and keep that out of the picture. But a nice cool shot there of Michael Jordan pulling up the rear. So George Brett is in the books now. We will close this box up when I'm done the set. 60 sets in a case. Oh, okay. Do you know how many cases they made? Just kind of curious as to how many of these were in production. That would have been probably something interesting to find out. But there we go. Our whole complete set in the books now. Let me put Michael Jordan in the box here. Let me see if I can take the lid off. Close the box up, put it on display to end the stream. And that's pretty much all I've got for today. I hope you enjoyed going through that baseball card set as much as I enjoyed sharing it to you. Let me put this up here, actually. put this up here. Just as we ended the stream, let me zoom back out. There we go. Let me put my baseball cap on. 2,000 cases. So let's see. So these were only available via sets. So I guess if there were 2,000 cases, see, 2,000 times 60 equals, so I guess there were a short print of 120,000 cards, which is not a big run. Well, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of sets of baseball cards. But interesting. So were there inserted autographs? That's very interesting. But we did make it. Thummies up, thummies up, thummies up for me. We got 4 people watching. 11 thumbs up. We are 4 minutes away from my 2-hour mark. 1 per case. Oh, okay. So there were 200 autograph cards. But there were 3 different subsets. So you got 1/3 were Michael Jordan's, probably 1/3 were let's see, I think it's on the checklist here on my trading card database. It said the inserts were, of course, the checklist. You would get the checklist. You get the BC1 was the Mickey Mantle, the BC2 was the Michael Jordan, and the BC3 was the Babe Ruth. So that is very, very cool. Interesting. Looks like it does show there are some other cards that were randomly inserted, I believe. But interesting for sure. All had signatures. So if you bought a case, you were guaranteed to get a signed card by either Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, or Mickey Mantle. That would be cool to get one of those. They're probably hard to find, though. Probably hard to find. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to say my signature goodbye for today. Go down and have me some lunch, and then work on maybe trying to list some cards up into eBay today. I do have to do that. Let me get this back in the box here for now. Okay. Get that in there. Okay. Let me turn the camera around so I can see do my signature sign off really quick here. This has been Donald Blomdahl, Hall of Fame veteran sports cards and collectibles, with this episode of Baseball Card Set Previewing. Behind the Fern coming later today. Check out Bibster's content. Uploading right about 3 o'clock. All right, 1994 Upper Deck Baseball, the American Epic. I did that set. Hopefully you appreciated me going through that. The next mini set will probably be a Mickey Mantle mini set that I'm going to preview, and it'll be a brand new opening. I've never opened this set before, but it's going to be opened next week, and then down the road we'll be continuing with the different content for baseball card sets. Could be mini sets, complete sets, different things around that range, but we will have fun. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera back around. Oh, by the way, I am wearing my Topps baseball t-shirt, 5 cents a pack back in the day. My vintage t-shirt with my vintage Seattle Mariners hat. So other than that, I'm going to turn the camera back around, get give you my tiny bubbles to end the stream, and just kind of to wrap things up here. And we will see you all on the flip side. You all take care. Have a wonderful, wonderful, and blessed day. And we will see you around the channels. Until next time, don't forget tomorrow will be our next episode 21 of the Play Ball lecture series. Take care and have a wonderful and blessed day. Looks like it might be just me and you, Bipster, hanging out in the background here. But let me say goodbye to those that are still hanging out with me. Two probably are lurking, yes. Not saying anything in the chat, so I don't know they're here. But take care there, Bipster. We will see you around the channels. I've already watched your other content, but I'm looking forward to Behind the Fern, parts 1, 2, and 3 later today. And we will see you all tomorrow morning for our next in our Play Ball series. Take care and have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye for now. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.